Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Growing Orchids in Jamaica. Today, I really had promised to do a video showing how I plant my epidendrum kiki that I've taken off my plants from my last video. I have not gotten the chance to do it, but today I'm just going to show you this beautiful plant that I have blooming in my garden. It is a dendrobium orchid, one of those cane dendrobium orchids, and it is called a dendrobium pansy hush pink, and it is indeed a beautiful plant. Now, this bloom is not typical of the normal dendrobium orchids that we are accustomed to. I am not seeing a lip, and the bloom looks like one of those regular pansy flower that we tend to find in the garden, one of those annual, and this is also beautiful. Now look at it. This plant has on actually 3 spikes, and it is just so unusual. It's one of the newer hybrid orchids that I bought quite recently. It is actually blooming for me for the second time, and I am really enjoying it. Just look at how stunning it is. Look in the center of it. It looks like it just has this pearl in the middle of it, and it is just gorgeous. Look at the petal and the sepals, how beautiful they are, and it is just so big and beautiful, and the color is also awesome. I hope you love it just as much as I do. That's the dendrobium pansy hush pink. Really a beautiful one that I have in blooming right now in my garden. I also have a few phalaenopsis that are in bloom right now, and let me just show you this one, which is another star. Really beautiful. And as usual, you know, I tend to mess up my IDs, and so I do not have the actual ID for these as well. Look at this one, really a beautiful one. Another star plant that I have here, blooming right now in the garden. This phalaenopsis has on 1 spike. However, on that 1 spike, it has about 3 different sections there, and which results in this nice bountiful bunchy bloom right here. And it is another beauty right here. Yes, and these phalaenopsis, I actually bought them very tiny, and I'm growing them actually from a compote, and this is how big they are for me right now. This is another one that I have for a number of years now. I actually have this one in a very big pot, and this one, when it blooms, it put on some really spectacular shows. It has 1 spike, but with 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5 different shoots from the 1 spike. This is what the actual plant looks like. It's really big. I have to keep moving it because it will get into your way because of how large it actually is and how long a spike it sends out. And when it is fully in bloom, it is just magnificent. Again, I don't have the ID, but nevertheless, it is a spectacular one. And this one, as I mentioned, I've had for a number of years. Just look at the formation in the bloom, how beautiful it is, and how spectacular the pattern are in it. Yes, this is another beauty in my garden at this time. It's another Phalaenopsis, but it is one of those that bloom very small buds. There it is. It has been blooming for some time, if you would have noticed from here, and has been blooming, and it is still blooming. Now look at how beautiful it is. Yes. And that's how beautiful this Phalaenopsis orchid is. This is actually another one that I have too, that I bought just a little seedling of, and it's not big right now, but the blooms are really big and nice. Just look at how beautiful this one is, and I am really enjoying this bloom. It actually has been blooming for some time now, so I have been enjoying this bloom perhaps for close to 2 months now, and it is still intact. And that's the beauty with the Phalaenopsis orchids. What I find is that they tend to enjoy the cooler climate, and where I live in Manchester, it is fairly cool, and because of that, they tend to do pretty well in my neck of the wood. Let's look at how gorgeous this is. Really a beautiful one. Really a beautiful one. This is another Phalaenopsis orchid that I have in my Phalaenopsis area in my greenhouse. And as I did say earlier, most of these I actually bought them from little compots, and so they were really tiny, and now they have grown into these large plants, and some of them are giving me some wonderful blooms. And this is another one which is oh so spectacular. I really hope you like them just as much as I do. Yes, this is my little area for all my Phalaenopsis orchids. Let me show you this one again right here. Yes, so right in this little area I have about 4 of them, but only 3 are blooming at this time. And so I thought I would just do a little video to show you what they look like. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and so you never miss another video, please subscribe to my channel. And as we say in Jamaica, just follow back on me. This is the Orchid Duck, and I am growing orchids in Jamaica.